welcome. This is going to be, as I discussed before, this is the same plans as I did in my last plan with me. However, this is my first plan with me in my 2022 filming planner, and it's going to be Harry Potter themed spread because of the Harry Potter special. And so I have like over 100 Harry Potter questions I'm gonna answer. I'm gonna just go through and answer them while I'm laying down the spread. I'm not gonna talk a ton about the spread until I run out of questions, if I run out of questions, just because I already did that. I am gonna be using this kit because I thought it was almost kind of New Year's-y-esque, because it's like pretty and whatever. It's the Yule Ball kit from ScribblePrintsCo. Got a couple more boxes there. I love the colors of this kit. It's so freaking pretty. I just put down that Gatsby kit that was so dark, so this just seems like so light and airy and opposite, which I do really like. I did pick up the 15mm washi strip. For underlays, I'm going to do You're a Wizard in mixed metal of light purple and silver. I did bring out my Harry Potter 15mm washi strip from my shop. Wizard overlays in 1 and 3. I have these purple overlays from SBC I would like to use up and have purple header overlays. I think that's bow 3 or 2. I don't really know because I suck. I am going to be using my tweezers from Plannahannah, and my inserts are actually, for my filming planner, going to be Aura Estelle this year. I prefer them. I think they're more forgiving than the other ones. So that's what we're going with. Okay. Did I just not bring out date numbers? But I have them. Let's see. Silver is what we're going for. Definitely don't have them on that sheet. Is this silver? Yeah, we got them here. This will work. This shall work. Okie dokie. Perfect. So, like I said, I'm going to be answering Harry Potter questions while doing this. The first question is, what house do you belong to? I am a Gryffindor. I've taken the Pottermore quiz, and honestly, I've taken the Pottermore quiz multiple times, and every time I get Gryffindor, so I believe it. That's what I truly am. And I did just log on to like Pottermore to like be able to tell you all like my other things, which I'll get into in a second. However, on Pottermore, the way the test works is kind of stupid, honestly. If you answer enough questions in a row that are all like the same house, then it'll just like some people will take the test, and if your answers are all over the place, it can take you like 10 minutes to take the test. But if you answer like 5 answers that would be Gryffindor in a row, they'll just put you in Gryffindor. So if you Google Harry Potter quiz all questions, you'll get a better version of it where it's every single possible question from Pottermore, and at the end it gives you like a percentage for each house. So even on that, I did get Gryffindor, and I got like the percentages don't equal 100 because there's a lot of questions that are like this or that questions, so 2 are for each house. So I'm like 80 something percent, like 85% Gryffindor, and then like 79% Slytherin. So Slytherin is definitely my secondary house, and then down at like 40% was Ravenclaw, and then it was like 10% Hufflepuff. I'm super not a Hufflepuff, which makes sense. Based on my personality, I would say that I go Gryffindor, Slytherin, very close, kind of flip-floppy between the two, depending on who you are that I'm dealing with. And these are font 5, by the way. And so that makes complete total sense to me. I'm nothing. Chris is a Hufflepuff, and our personalities are very opposite. He's very like I'm very like aggressive and bossy and confrontational, as Chris likes to say. He's very like people pleasing. He's not so much anymore. He used to be like overly people pleasing to the point that it would like affect him in a negative way, but he's actually worked really hard on like not doing that any longer. But anywho, so like in like I feel like Hufflepuffs are just overall like super nice, and not that I'm not nice, like I think I'm a nice person, but like I don't pride myself on just being nice. Like, I want to be brave. Like, that's more important to me than, like, family and home. So, yes, basically that. But, like I said, I did hop on Pottermore before this so that I could give you guys all the details. So, I am a Gryffindor. My wand is an 11-inch sycamore wood with a phoenix feather core, with, I think, subtle flexibility or something along those lines. I don't want this to look good. I don't want to fuck up these shits and put them on crooked because I'm just famous for that. Okay, this is really pretty already. These are my favorite of, like, the Harry Potter underlays in my shop, I think. And then my Patronus is a Rottweiler, which I had Rottweilers growing up, so I fucking love that. That brings me joy, straight up. And then I don't know my Ilvermorny house because I hate Fantastic Beasts. I will not watch another movie. I think the whole thing is bullshit with Johnny Depp. How they took the role of Grindelwald away from him because of the Amber Heard drama, which I totally get. But now that it's basically come out that she's a lying piece of shit, the fact that they, like, still aren't giving him his role back when the movies are shitty to begin with, I'm just not going to be supporting them. But yeah, that's my info. Please drop down below the emoji of either a lion for Gryffindor, a snake for Slytherin, a bird for Ravenclaw, or a badger for Hufflepuff. Let your girl know. Where do all of my planner friends lie? I need to know. I need to know the things. Put my girl Hermione over here, I suppose. She's really tan here. I don't think she's, like, actually that tan. Anyhow, what Deathly Hallow would I choose? Honestly, probably the Cloak of Invisibility. Like, being invisible is, like, a superpower I would love to have because, like, this sounds so bad, but I would just love to be able to eavesdrop on everybody. I'm just being honest with you. Like, that sounds great. Just to know what everybody's thinking about you. I would enjoy that. I guess I'll do the Hermione dress on this same row. Make it balanced. My next question is, which character or do you have a not-so-secret crush on? A Victor Crumb. I love him. His accent is absolutely everything to me. That's, like, ever since I was little to now, I love Victor Crumb. And then, like, just now, like, not in Harry Potter, because he's become so fine after Harry Potter, is Matthew Lewis, who plays Neville. Like, he was, like, purposely, like, not cute in the movies, but he's, like, fire flames now. What are my in-depth and controversial thoughts on Severus Snape? I don't really have any controversial thoughts. I love Snape. I think he's great. I love, like, this was in the Harry Potter special, but I did already have this prior knowledge that the movies were being filmed before, like, the ending of the books had been revealed. And the fact that, like, Alan Rickman was the only person who knew the fate of his character the whole time is just, like, so cool to me. And the fact that he could, like, translate that into his performance of Snape, I don't know. I think Snape is a very dynamic, great character. You never really know what to think about him. And so once the truth is all revealed, it's like, oh my gosh. Okay, I did the flat lay of the girl of Hermione's outfit, so we'll do the flat lay of, like, the boy's outfit over here. Okay, I don't care. Next up is, in my opinion, who's more evil, Voldemort or Umbridge? Literally Umbridge. She's a fucking see you next Tuesday bitch motherfucker. I hate her so much. So much. Which death in the series is the most heartbreaking? Oh my god. Well, everybody basically dies, so it's kind of hard to decide. I think for me, it's Sirius Black. Because, like, Harry's gone his whole life not having, like, a real family. Like, yeah, he's had the Dursleys, but they suck ass. And so he finds out that, like, he has this godfather he never knew about, this little piece of, like, a family, some sort of, like, normal, somebody to rely on. And they don't even have that much of an opportunity to really get to know each other before he's, like, ripped from under him. And that just breaks my heart for him. I just find that so sad. So that one really gets me. And then obviously Dobby dying really is really soul crushing, honestly. It's so freaking sad. So those two are the ones that like really pull at my heartstrings. What Quidditch position would you play? I would not play. No. I'd be the person who's like keeping points. Would not be playing Quidditch. Does not sound fun to me. What wizarding career would you pursue? Obviously an Auror. Like, it's the coolest job. That's what I would want to be. I'd want to be the coolest. What book in the series is my favorite? Ugh. This is very, like, I feel very strongly about this, that my favorite book is Order of the Phoenix, and it is the most awful of all the movies. I love all the movies because I just love the series as a whole, but Order of the Phoenix, genuinely, like, if I was to pick one to skip, I know a lot of people do not like Chamber of Secrets, but I would skip Order of the Phoenix before anything. It's one of the biggest books in the series, and it's the shortest movie, and they leave out so many important things. Like, they leave out most of the information about the prophecy and all of that. And like, a big thing that really bothers me is like the part about Neville's family. The books have been out for years. I don't care if this is a spoiler. Sucks to be you if you haven't read it yet. But like, in the movies, they make it out that like Neville's family is dead when they're not. They're like in a mental institution because of Bellatrix using the Cruciatus curse on them. It like basically fried their brains, and they like are sick in the head now and at a mental institution. They're alive, they're just not who they were. And it really infuriates me that none of that was kept in the movie, because I just find it to be so important to like so many different aspects, and it just pisses me off. Okay, I think I'm gonna put the text on the solid, and it says we've all got both light and dark inside us. What matters is what part we choose to act on. Love that quote. But yeah, so there's that. Who should have ended up together, Ron and Hermione or Harry and Hermione? Definitely Ron and Hermione. Harry and Hermione would be weird. I don't like that. Have you read Harry Potter and the Cursed Child? Yes, I have. I've read it. I saw the play in London. And I'm going to be honest, I hate it. I think it's awful. I think it's so cheesy. Not a fan. I think it's boring. I do not like it at all. At all. I do like that though. This is like my new 15mm washi strip in The Wizard. It looks so good. Literally so good. Okay, I'm gonna put this box down here, I guess. Why not? Why not? Why not? Okay. So my next question is, was Dumbledore a hero or a villain? I thought this was kind of like a weird question. I didn't know that people thought of him as a villain. This is news to me. I think of him as a hero. I don't think of him as a villain. I don't have any beef against Dumbledore. Didn't know that this was like a thing. Who's the real hero of the story? Harry Potter or Neville Longbottom? Though Neville is a badass, Harry is the hero. He is the main protagonist of the movie. I don't think this is like truly in question. Like, you cannot convince me otherwise, is I guess what I am trying to say about this. Ain't no convincing me that it's Neville. Gonna pop a square box in here. Okay. There's a bunch of would you rather questions up next. Would I rather eat Bertie Bott's every flavored vomit bean or earwax flavor? Earwax. The idea of eating a vomit flavored jelly bean makes me want to vomit. I'm gonna put Fleur up in here in the corner. Not that I really like her all that much, but she's facing the right way for me to put up here. So Miss Delacour, you can go there. I did actually make foiled dates for this year to put up, or foiled months. I usually just like suck and don't actually have them, but we did the damn thing this year. gonna layer some of these like dumb layering bits that I never use, I guess. Pop them up here. And I will pop out good old January in silver. This is from my shop in font 5. And we'll pop January in there. How cute. Okay, I did pull out something from the sidebar. It's gonna be really weird to like talk while I go through the day by day about not the day by day. I don't know how well it's gonna work, but we're gonna give it a try. So I won't really be talking about where the stickers are from, so if you do have questions about it, just comment down below. Okay, I'm still moving forward on putting everything in though. Okay, would I rather fight with a 3-headed dog or a Hungarian horntail? 3-headed dog. You just play him a bit of music and he goes to sleep. Duh. A dragon seems way spookier to me, especially a Hungarian horntail. Like, them bitches are not nice. Fucking cut these too deep, so they're really hard to get off. Okay, would I rather have Ron or Hermione as a friend? I would rather have Ron as a friend. However, I like the character of Hermione better, but I see myself as like being kind of like Hermione in a sense. Like, I feel like I'm nothing like Ron. I need a Ron in my life who's gonna make me laugh during the hard times, because I am not good at that. So I would need him. Would I rather have the Elder Wand or the Invisibility Cloak? Like I said, I would rather have the Invisibility Cloak. I want my wand to be whatever wand chooses me at Ollivander's, okay? Like, I don't want this powerful bullshit that did not choose me. No, thank you. Would I rather be a pro at Transfiguration or Apparition? I think, that's kind of hard. I think I would go with Apparition, because then I wouldn't have to like drive or fly. I just love traveling, and it would make traveling so much cheaper to just be able to like poof there rather than having to like drive or fly. So I think it would just be more useful than to like turn myself into something. Would I rather spend every weekend with the Malfoys or have Christmas with Argus Filch for the next 10 years? Ugh, no. Every weekend with the Malfoys, for sure. The only one that was, like, really bad was Lucius. So, like Narcissa, she is an unspoken hero of the movies, like, books, whatever, of the series. She's an unspoken hero, because when she's ordered to go see if Harry Potter's dead, she knows he's alive, and she lies to Voldemort even though he's like a pro mind reader, and she fucking fools him and is like, yep, he's dead, and she doesn't want him to be dead. She protected him. She's an unsung hero, so I don't think she would be all that bad to be around, honestly. And Malfoy, he's just kind of like a punk-ass bitch who's scared and bullied his whole life, so I don't think he would be too terrible either, honestly. I think he was just, like, given the short end of the stick. I'm gonna pop this Harry Potter one over this box. Ugh, I just love these Harry Potter overlays. They're some of, like, my favorite things in my entire shop, if I'm being honest with you. I love doing this on like a scene. I take some that are like, have the foil on the opposite sides, so then it kind of frames it nicely. I'm gonna put the Mischief Managed bitches on here. Gotta include Dobby. He's too perfect to not. Okay, anywho, continuing on with my shits. Would you rather have Buckbeak or Fox as a friend? I think Fox, because he has healing powers and his tears, and I feel like that's mad useful. Like, if you get bopped or get injured in any way, he can just cry a little and fix you up. I'm gonna pop Hermione on here because this is her dress. Cute. I just need something on here. I'm gonna use this platform 9 3/4. I'm honestly just gonna destash the rest of these. I don't got any reason to hold on to them. Okay. So the next question is, let's see. Would you rather vomit slugs or have your farts sound like the crying of a mandrake root? My farts sound like the crying of a mandrake root. I don't even think that's a difficult question. Without a doubt, I don't want to vomit slugs. That part of the movie, literally, like, I have to hold back from vomiting while I'm watching it because it is so disgusting to me. Absolutely would prefer the farting one. 120,000 million billion trillion %. That's how strongly I feel about it. Okay. I hate this next question. Would you rather say Fred or Lupin in the Battle of Hogwarts? This is really hard because Lupin is my second favorite character. He has like a baby on the way. Like he has a lot of things that like are reasons to save him. But like it also breaks my heart to think about George living without Fred and just like being sad and missing his brother. And I can't imagine my life without my sister. So I think I would bring back Fred because I care more about George than I do about Tonks. Okay. That was hard. Would I rather spend Christmas at the Burrow or at Hogwarts? Oh my god, that's another like impossible question. They both sound just so wonderful. How do you choose? I've never been like super obsessed with the Weasleys, honestly, so probably just at Hogwarts. Like being at that castle with that big ass tree, like sounds pretty bomb if you ask me. I will go with at Hogwarts. Would I rather spend a day in detention with Snape or at the Dursleys? Detention with Snape. I hate the Dursleys. They're disgusting. And at least if I'm in detention with Snape, I'm in like Hogwarts. So I feel like just being at the Dursleys sounds like 5 bazillion times worse. Okay, I just want to show you guys the base because I'm like really happy with it. I think it looks really, really pretty. I'm going to zoom in, like I said, and do the day by day, but I'm not going to talk about it until I really finish up my questions. Would I rather be born of pure blood or a gifted mudblood? I don't really care as long as I'm magic. Does not really matter to me. Down with either. Just let me be magic, okay? Just let it happen. The next question is, would I rather be a ghost of Moaning Myrtle or Peeves? Probably Peeves. He has way more fun. Moaning Myrtle's just miserable in her toilet. Like, I don't want to be her at all. I've never thought, ooh, you know who would be really great to be? Moaning Myrtle. It's just never been a thought that crossed my mind. So, definitely gonna go with Peeves on that one. Would I rather spend a day at Hogsmeade or in Diagon Alley? Ooh, that's so hard. So, like, obviously, it's not the same. But I've been to, like, Universal Studios, and they have both, like, Diagon Alley and Hogsmeade. And I do like Diagon Alley better. So, like, for that reason, I suppose I would prefer Diagon Alley, because I mean, like, your girl likes shopping, there's some restaurants. Ugh, I don't know, it's so hard. I'm gonna go with Diagon Alley, personally. Would I rather be the house ghost of Ravenclaw or Gryffindor? Well, I am a Gryffindor, so I'd rather be the house ghost of Gryffindor, because then I'm like with me people, you feel? The next, oh, I gotta flip over my paper, hold on. Would I rather be a metamorphagus like Tonks or an animagus like Sirius? An animagus like Sirius, for sure, because I don't like Tonks and I like Sirius. So, is that like controversial? Is like Tonks a beloved character that I just hate on for no reason? Do you guys like Tonks? I just think she's like, whatever. I'm not super impressed by her existence. Would I rather have Dudley Dursley or Grop as a cousin? Definitely Grop. He's not mean. He's just like kind of a dum-dum. I'd much rather have like the idiot giant than a freaking bully. Like, is that really a question? Would I rather read the Daily Prophet or the Quibbler? The Quibbler, for sure. The Daily Prophet is so corrupt and shitty. Xenophilius be spitting facts over at the Quibbler. We be doing it. Would you rather babysit a screaming mandrake on New Year's Eve or have someone spike your drink with polyjuice potion and make you look like Mad-Eye Moody at the U-Ball? I guess babysit a screaming mandrake because you just put that shit in the pot of soil and cover her up and then she just shuts the fuck up, right? That's how it works, I think. So I'll go with the mandrake. I don't want to look like Mad-Eye Moody. Ooh, gross. He's not a cutie. Would I rather date Cedric Diggory or Percy Weasley? Percy fucking sucks dick. I don't like Cedric at all either. I don't like Robert Pattinson, so that just kind of ruins the character for me, but I just, not a fan. So, given those two options, obviously you have to pick Percy or you have to pick Cedric because Percy's so fucking gross. Like, no way, Jose. So my next question is, would I rather have Hermione Granger or Ginny Weasley as your date? Hermione, 100%. Love Hermione. I like Ginny, but I like Hermione way more. So that is, without a doubt, who I would pick out of those two options. Okay, edit K. Pop this in here. My next question is, would I rather fight a basilisk or a dementor? A dementor, I got like I said, my Patronus of a Rottweiler be out here helping me, first off. And like, I feel like my strong, powerful memory is very like similar to Harry's. Therefore, it's probably really strong like Harry's. So, yeah. Would I rather attend the Yule Ball or the Quidditch World Cup? The Yule Ball, I don't like sports, so the Quidditch World Cup does not even, like, excite me. I wouldn't. If somebody was like, okay, do you want to come? It's already paid for, then yes, I would go, but otherwise I would not spend money to go to that. Absolutely not. Would you rather have Dobby or Aragog as a friend? Dobby, 100%. I don't think anybody would pick Aragog. Would you rather take potions or divination? Potions. Potions like the #1 class I would like to take. Would I rather fight Aragog or a werewolf? Ooh. Maybe Aragog, because if he like hurts me, I'm not gonna turn into him. So it seems like the safer of the two options. Granted, they both sound like they suck, but given the two options, it seems like the better one. Would I rather be lost in the Triwizard Maze or in the Forbidden Forest? I mean, they both sound pretty awful. I guess the Triwizard Maze, because you can just like shoot your wand up and expel like sparks and somebody will come save you. So it's an easy out when I get scared in like 3.5 seconds. The next question is, would I rather drink butterbeer or pumpkin juice? Butterbeer, I've had butterbeer in 2 out of the 3 places in the world that they sell it. And it's delicious. It's very sweet. Like, I honestly only want like a couple of sips of it. Why did I do that? Why am I so dumb? I got too distracted talking about butterbeer. I guess I'll just put these in this other order. It doesn't really fucking matter. Okay. So yeah, butterbeer. 100%. 100%. Would I rather win a game of Quidditch or Wizard's Chess? Ugh. I mean, I don't want to play Quidditch, but like I feel like that's way more impressive than playing Wizard's Chess, so I'll go with Quidditch for that one. Okay, let me just show you the first half. Looking cutie. Would I rather have Lucius Malfoy as my father or Dolores Umbridge as my mother? Okay, that's pretty disgusting options, if you guys ask me. So I think that's quite a rude question, actually. But I guess I would prefer to have Lucius as my father because ain't nobody in the whole series worse than Umbridge, including Voldemort. Like, Umbridge is just the absolute worst. So if those are my options, Daddy Lucius it is. Would you rather serve detention with Snape or receive a howler in front of your friends? A howler, I think they're kind of funny, actually. Would I rather be lost in the dark forest for a night or get stuck in the castle with a troll for the night? Stuck in the castle with a troll? Because the castle's fucking gigantic. The likelihood of me being able to hide from it for the entire night is very, very, very high. There's lots of places to hide in there. So it doesn't seem too terribly difficult to hide from him. The next question is, would I rather listen to Trelawney's future prediction or listen to the fat lady sing opera? Trelawney's future predictions. That sounds a bit more interesting to moi. Okay. This in here. Okay. Would I rather be born in the Dursley family or the Malfoy? At least my like magic would be praised, not frowned upon. Would I rather be a Hufflepuff or a Ravenclaw? A Ravenclaw, just because I am more Ravenclaw than Hufflepuff. Just seems like that makes more sense for me. Next up, would I rather finish off Bellatrix or Nagini? Oh my god, that is literally like a very difficult question. I think probably Nagini because it like is more powerful. Like it's a bigger thing to do. So that's what I will go with. Finishing off good old Nagini. It would be so satisfying to bop Bellatrix, let's be real. Would you rather steal a dragon's egg at the Triwizard Tournament or rescue your loved one from the merpeople? Merpeople, that's like my favorite scene. That's my favorite of the movies, and that is my favorite scene. So that's what we will go with. Next up is, would you rather take a divination with Professor Trelawney or defense against the dark arts with Gilderoy? probably divination. I prefer the class of Defense Against the Dark Arts. Like, that is the class I would prefer to take and learn and be a part of. But I hate Lockhart so much that I don't want to be in his class whatsoever. Literally, he's such a little bitch-ass motherfucker. So, like, that does not intrigue me whatsoever to be a part of his class. Would, like, strongly prefer to not be a part of his class. Oh my god, what the fuck am I doing? Am I a crackhead? No, Hannah, come on. Use your damn brain, you dumb bitch. Okay, let me grab a blue. Next up is, would I rather have Dolores Umbridge as Hogwarts headmaster or Snape as Hogwarts headmaster? Snape, 100%. Nothing is more evil than a Dolores Umbridge, and ain't nobody convincing me otherwise about that little fact. The next question is, would I rather grow my arms, broken bones for a week, or wear a Horcrux for the week? Grow my bones, because that might hurt physically, but for me personally, like, mental torture just is, like, worse. So I would just prefer the physical pain of wearing the Horcrux over really anything. What am I looking for? This. Okay. Next up is, would I rather be able to apparate from within Hogwarts or be invisible at my will? Invisible at my will for shizzle. The next question is, would I rather face the Whomping Willow or Devil's Snare? Devil's Snare, because, you know, it'll sulk in the sun. You just say, Lume Solon, and then that should be bye-bye. Would I rather have a flying car, flying broomstick? Would I rather spend my galleons at Honeydukes or Weasley's Wizard Wheezes? Weasley's Wizard Wheezes is the only acceptable answer to that question. If you picked anything else, you were sadly mistaken, my friend. Would I rather be Crab or Goyle? I don't know. I don't think I even know which one's which. I think Crab is the chunky one. I don't care. I don't want to be either of them. So just whatever, I guess. The next question is, would I rather punch Malfoy in the face or have him vomit slugs every 5 minutes for an hour? Ooh. Probably punch him in the face, honestly. Just seems more satisfying. Would I rather eat Birdie Bots every flavored beans or get a howler from your family in the Great Hall? Get a howler from my family. I don't like gross things, so I would prefer to never eat Birdie Bots every flavored beans. I have some of them. I don't think I've ever opened them. I think I literally have them on a shelf with, like, my Harry Potter stuff as more of a decoration than a snack. Next question. Oh my god, my back hurts. Oh, gotta flip my page over. I don't think I'm gonna get through all these questions. Would you rather own a time turner or the Marauders map? The map. Bad things happen to wizards who mess with time. Would I rather spend a week with Dudley Dursley or Creature? Creature. I'm always gonna pick the magical thing. Would I rather have Dobby as Groff as a friend? Dobby. Would I rather have a Dole or Stag as your Patronus? Stag. Would I rather reach the Hogwarts by flying my own car or on the Hogwarts Express? The Hogwarts Express. Come on. Get real. That's the only real answer to that. I am embarrassed that that's even a question. Would I rather face attention with Filch or Umbridge? Filch. Would I rather own a malfunctioning broom or a malfunctioning wand? A broom. You don't have to use your broom very often. If you don't want to, you have to use your wand as a wizard. Would I rather have Malfoy or Neville as a partner in potions? Malfoy. Would I rather spend a day with Dumbledore? Sirius Black. Sirius Black. Hell yeah. Would I rather join the Order of the Phoenix or Voldemort's followers? Order of the Phoenix. Would I rather come face to face with a Dementor or a Thestral? Thestral. They're not even mean. I don't even get how that's a question. Would you rather indulge in chocolate frogs or butterbeer? Butterbeer. Would I rather fly a broom or use flu powder? I think fly a broom sounds way more fun. Would I rather pass all of my owls with the top grades or be the best player in Quidditch? Pass my owls. Would I rather help Hagrid take care of Fluffy or Aragog? Definitely Fluffy. Not Aragog. I avoid Aragog at all times. Yeah. Would I rather be confused by a confundo curve or stunned by a stupefy? Stunned, I think. Maybe. Possibly. I'll go stunned. Stunned by stupefy. The sticker was like falling off the page. I'm really glad I got to use that. Would I rather speak Parseltongue or have a mad eye like Moody? Speak Parseltongue. I'm trying to get through all of these. Would I rather have a future told by Professor Trelawney or be able to see my past in Dumbledore's pensive? See my past. I don't really care too much to know the future. I don't want to know the future. I will just like to let it happen as it happens. Would I rather spend an afternoon with Moaning Myrtle or Crabbe and Goyle? Ugh, Crabbe and Goyle, I think. She's just so annoying. Would I rather fly high in the sky with a broom or swim deep and use gillyweed? Fly. Would I rather have an owl or a cat? Oh my god, I hate birds and I hate cats. So it's kind of hard. But I guess an owl, because it can just stay. I don't have to like touch it. Would I rather take Polyjuice Potion to become Bellatrix or Lucius? Lucius, I think, probably. Would I rather eat all of the candies and honeydukes or play with all the jokes in Weasley's Wizard Wheezes? Play with the jokes, 100%. Would I rather be a house prefect or a captain of the Quidditch team? House prefect. Would I rather learn to make Polyjuice Potion or Veritaserum? Veritaserum. Unicorn or Hippogriff? Would I rather own a unicorn? Would I rather have Crookshanks or Scabbers? I hate cats, but I hate rats more. Crookshanks. Would I rather ride Buckbeak or Nimbus 2000? Nimbus 2000. 100%. Would I rather fight a giant arachnid or a mountain troll? Mountain troll. Would I rather a house robe or Quidditch jersey? Well, I already have a Gryffindor house robe, so I guess I'll go with the jersey to add to my collection at this point, since I already have the one. Oh my god, I have to like try really hard to write what I'm supposed to write, not what I'm saying. It's hard. Would I rather ride with Hagrid on his motorbike or on the triple-decker night bus? Hagrid on his motorbike? Absolutely. Would I rather own the Elder Wand or the Resurrection Stone? The Resurrection Stone, obviously, for me, seems very intriguing. Sorry, I just gotta write that before I read the next one. Would I rather work for the Ministry of Magic or Gringotts, the Wizarding Bank at Gringotts, because the Ministry is so corrupt? Who would I trust with my life? Hermione or Ron? Hermione. Would I rather own a Time Turner or a Deluminator? Time Turner. Would I rather be a half giant like Hagrid or part goblin like Professor Flitwick? Half giant like Hagrid, because of the simple fact that I'm so short, it would just be fun to not be so short for once. Would I rather have Fred and George as my enemy or Draco Malfoy as my friend? I don't want Fred and George to ever hate me, so I'd rather have Malfoy as my friend. Would I rather have red hair and hand-me-down clothes or be the heir of Slytherin? Heir of Slytherin. Sounds kind of cool. Would I rather discover new uses for Dragon's Blood or invent my own Philosopher's Stone? I don't want to live forever, so the Dragon's Blood, I guess. Would I rather have a chocolate frog card on your name or have your portrait in the headmaster's office? Portrait in the office. Would I rather spend the day at Zonks or Honeydukes? Honeydukes. Would I rather have Dudley a pigtail, or would I rather give Dudley a pigtail or blow up Aunt Marge? Blow up Aunt Marge. Would you rather solve a riddle or listen to the Fat Lady's opera to enter your dorm? Riddle. Would I rather have an evening with Daniel Radcliffe or J.K. Rowling? Obviously Daniel Radcliffe. Fuck that other cunt. Would I rather have Lockhart as a teacher or never take Defense Against the Dark Arts? Never take Defense Against the Dark Arts. Would I rather have Quirrell or Trelawney as a house teacher? Quirrell, I guess. Have I gotten my Hogwarts letter yet? No, I haven't. I'm really convinced that because of the year I was born, it's when like the ministry was like all fucked up and they were just not accepting Muggle-borns. So, you know. You can kiss one of the Hogwarts students in Harry's year. Who would it be? If it's a Hogwarts student, probably Neville, I guess. Which Hogwarts house do you belong to? We already did that. Who's my favorite Marauder? Sirius. Which 3 of the Hogwarts classes or lessons would I love to try? Potions, 100%. Defense Against the Dark Arts. Those are like my top 2. I've never really thought about more than that. Maybe flying would be kind of cool. Which is the best movie adaptation? My favorite of the movies is Goblet of Fire, so I guess that's my favorite movie adaptation. If they remade the movies in 15 years, would I watch them? Yes, but I don't think I would like them. I feel like a lot of things like that is because of the nostalgia factor, that like that's not my Harry Potter. So yeah, that's the end of the questions. This is the finished spread. I forgot to finish writing that. Whoopsie. Go. I'm gonna pop all of my leftovers into my binder. Hope you guys liked that little Harry Potter Q&A. I'm glad I was able to I'm glad I found enough questions on the internet that I did not have to talk about the plans, because I've been trying to figure out like how I want to film both of these. Like I have the kits, I'm excited, but like I don't want to bore you guys by talking about the same exact plans again. So I had to like brainstorm what would be like the best way to make it still interesting while essentially redoing the same exact video. And I'm pretty happy with the solution I came up with. I think it was pretty good. Okay, there's the pinks, and we have blue and purple. That's it for this spread. What did you guys think of the special? I cried. I loved it. I told my dad that like I cried, and he's like, why would you cry when you watched it? He says he watched it and didn't cry, which shocks me because he's the world's biggest crybaby. So I like almost don't believe him when he says that, but it's just like Harry Potter means so much to me, and so like the statement of Hogwarts is always there to welcome you home really like hits me. And in part of it, Emma Watson talks about how like that's the thing about Harry Potter, like it's always there, like no matter what you're going through, it's like that light for people. And like that's truly how I feel. Like when my mom died, I just vegged out and watched Harry Potter, and I believe Matthew Lewis said Harry Potter is like the good kind of like escapism where you can just get lost in it in a positive way, and there's just so many lessons to be learned and to be taken away from Harry Potter. Like the bottom washi, like we all have good and bad inside of us. It doesn't matter that like you may have similarities to somebody that's not the greatest. If you choose to like focus on the positive parts in your life, then like you're gonna be a good positive person and positive things will happen. There's just so much to it that just really gets you. And another, oh my gosh, I got chills thinking about it. The other part of the special that really got me was when they were showing all of like the cast who is no longer here on Earth, and they were like showed the part of Sirius being like the ones who love us, never really leave us, they're always here. It just really gets to your girl, okay? So what I'm destashing, let's see. This is straight trash. We've got a purple, we've got a silver. And then we've got like a lot of the kit, obviously. It's pretty much always the same stuff. I'm going to destash those, this and this. Probably at the end of the year I'll do like a giveaway with all my kit leftovers for the year. I just mailed out on, I forgot to write this in. We love when we find stuff. I guess I didn't mark the day that we went to the post office the second time. I think it was Friday. But I didn't mark it, so. That is it, guys. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you did not, then give it a thumbs down. Either way, you're helping out my channel, so I don't really give a shit. Comment down below, subscribe if you have not already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.